Did you know Andrew Carnegie, once a poor immigrant boy, faced countless failures before becoming one of the richest men in history? This is the untold story of Andrew Carnegie and how failures built his fortune. Andrew Carnegie was born in 1835 in Dunfermline, Scotland. His father was a hand-loom weaver, but when machines replaced manual weaving, his family lost their only source of income. Poverty hit hard. At just 13 years old, Andrew's family made a difficult decision to leave everything behind and migrate to America, hoping for a better future. They arrived in Pittsburgh with almost nothing. For young Andrew, this was the start of a life filled with struggles, failures, and rejections. To survive, Andrew took a job in a cotton factory, working 12 hours a day, 6 days a week for just $1.20 a week. His tiny hands were often cut and bruised by the machines, but he had no choice. His family depended on him. People around him doubted he would ever escape poverty. He had no education, no wealth, and no connections. Carnegie often walked home barefoot to save the little money he had for food. Yet even in these dark days, he carried a fire inside him, the belief that failure was not permanent. Carnegie's early attempts at finding better jobs were filled with rejection. He applied for several positions, but was constantly turned away because he lacked education and experience. At one point, his family was on the verge of starvation. Carnegie nearly gave up hope. He saw other boys moving ahead in life, while he was stuck in low-paying, exhausting work. This was his breaking point, a moment where he felt like every door was shut. But instead of giving up, Andrew made a decision. If doors were closed, he would build his own. Then came the opportunity that changed his life. Carnegie got a job as a telegraph messenger boy. While most boys only delivered messages, Andrew memorized faces, names, and even the sounds of different businessmen's voices. His extraordinary memory made him stand out, and soon he was promoted to a telegraph operator. This job opened new doors. He began interacting with powerful men, learning about railroads, business, and industry. Instead of seeing failure as the end, Carnegie used every setback as a lesson. Carnegie saved every penny he could. With his first real savings, he invested in railroad companies. It was risky. He could lose everything. But Carnegie believed fortune favored the brave. Some of his early investments failed, but instead of being discouraged, he treated them as stepping stones, sharpening his instincts for business. Eventually, he placed smart bets on steel, an industry that would shape America's future. Carnegie focused all his energy on steel production. He faced fierce competition, economic downturns, and constant doubts from rivals. But his persistence paid off. He built Carnegie Steel Company, which became the largest steel producer in the world. By the late 19th century, Andrew Carnegie was one of the richest men alive. He had transformed from a poor immigrant boy earning $1 a week into a titan of industry. But Carnegie's story doesn't end with wealth. He believed money was only useful if it was given back to society. True to his words, he donated over 90% of his fortune. He built thousands of libraries, schools, and universities across America and beyond. He once said, "A man who dies rich dies disgraced." Carnegie's failures, struggles, and persistence didn't just build his fortune. They built opportunities for millions of others. Andrew Carnegie's life proves that failure is not the opposite of success, it is the foundation of it. He went from being a poor factory boy to one of the greatest philanthropists in history. His story reminds us, no matter how many rejections or setbacks you face, persistence, courage, and vision can turn failure into fortune. So when life pushes you down, remember Andrew Carnegie, the boy who had nothing but became the man who gave everything.